Hi, my lovelies. Welcome back to Just Tammy here. It's Monday, so it's Motivational Monday. Now, I don't know how you are for waking up in the mornings and getting ready for the day and such and such. Um, I used to I used to be quite peppy in the morning. I used to be an early riser. Um, Over the last couple of years, it's been a little bit harder to get out of bed at a certain time of the morning. But I've started to try and get back into the old routine because if I'm in the old routine of getting up early, getting things done, making myself a cup of coffee, putting a plan in motion for the day, I don't feel like the day's been wasted. I can do my three little things and possibly more. Today, for instance, I've been up from about 6 in the morning. By 7:30 I'd already posted a letter because I wanted to get the first post out this morning. I was dressed and ready to go for the day. I haven't been out, but I've just been doing my housework and my chores and things like that. Getting some knitting done, getting some sewing done, photographing all the hand knitted squares that I've got to sell. And that's been pretty much it. I mean, it's been a pretty eventful day. Um, in terms of healthiness, I did have a smoothie for lunch, but dinner kind of botched it up a little bit. I kind of had like a breakfast for dinner sort of thing with like bacon and eggs, and hey, it's what I felt like eating, and I felt like eating a lot. So tomorrow I can cut back. Today I wasn't too bad either way in the morning anyway with my smoothie because that wasn't too bad. But tomorrow I'll claw back a little bit and try and be a bit better for dinner. Maybe just have a boiled egg or something. Who knows? Maybe even make some more chicken. But as far as that goes, yeah, it's been a pretty eventful day. And I was just wondering how you feel about mornings. Are you a morning person? Are you a night owl? How do you fare? Because I find I'm a combination of both. I often find that I'm an early riser, or I used to be an early riser, and I was a late night person too. So I would get on average maybe 6 hours of sleep, and be up at the crack of dawn and ready to go again, and I would be as peppy as they came. But over the last 2 or 3 years or so, I mean, I found it tougher to kind of like find a reason to get out of bed in the morning and do things I want to get done. But this is a good thing because it shows that we all go through things in our life that sometimes we can't predict, and sometimes we've just got to roll with it. And sometimes it's harder to say that than to do it, but some of us cope really well, some of us don't. I'm at the moment in the latter end of that because, at the end of the day, one piece of advice I want to give you is if you're struggling in any way, shape, or form, it doesn't have to just be losing weight or anything along the lines of eating. If you've got any type of problem, talk to somebody. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but I didn't say anything to anyone for a very, very long time. I just let it all bubble up. I didn't say anything to anyone because I didn't feel anybody would understand. Nobody would get me, or people would think I was just being ridiculous or silly, or I needed to grow up and get over things and get on with my life or get on with things. But to me, it was a big thing that I couldn't tell anybody about, so I just got on with things. I just pushed it to the back of my mind. Just thought, well, nobody gets it. There's no point in talking about it. But it does help. I've only spoken to maybe one or two people, and they're not therapists by any means. But they have helped me so much. And if I spoke to somebody, a professional, I think I could air my grievances out quite well, and I could get to the bottom of every tiny little detail in my life. But with what's going on at the moment, I'm currently waiting on that therapy, and I may be waiting for a little while longer. But for now, this is my way of expressing myself, of letting things out a little bit, of opening up to the ether. If it may very well be, so be it. But definitely talking to somebody is a very, very helpful thing that I've from somebody who has struggled by themselves and not spoken about things, because I'm just one of those people that just get on with things. Sure, after my mum passed away, it was tough. It was really, really tough. I didn't know how I was going to get myself out of a hole that I was in, and I'm still there. I know I'm still there, and it's going to take a long, long time for me to get out of that. But I know in my heart of hearts that I will eventually be able to move on. It's just taken somebody else on the outside to make me see that. And I think I'm always going to have those little moments, as my auntie would say. All the memories will come back. I will sit and I will sometimes ponder, but sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to reminisce. Sometimes it's just somebody else who knew that person to sit with you and say, oh, do you remember this? Oh, do you remember that? And have a laugh and a joke, and not make you feel so depressed, because it does. It makes you sad, but it makes you happy sad, because you can remember a person, but sometimes outside people who aren't family or haven't been close to that person don't really understand that bond, like children, family, such as like my auntie, who was my mum's like older sister but one. They were the two youngest in the family, and they've been through quite a lot together. To like my nieces and my nephews and my cousins, whenever I visited over the year before this kicked off, we would reminisce about parties and things like that, and just silly little things that my mum used to say, or things she used to wear. And I don't think an outsider would be looking in on that and thinking, well, she's not moving on, she's not getting on with her life. But it does help to talk, and it does help to bring those memories back. Even if you cry and you're upset about it, the moments are always going to come, because they're always going to be with you. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, you take them with you. And I know it sounds cliche, but they're always going to be in there. So, you'll always think about them, because I always say there's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about my mum. She's my first thought in the morning, and she's my last thought at night. Every blooming morning, I wake up, I open the curtains, and I come and say good morning. Because if you can see, her little section there is all dedicated to her. There's a little light there that never goes out. It's very symbolic. I will always put like a little battery powered light on and change it as it's running out, just to symbolise that she's always in my thoughts. And every blooming night before I go to bed, I always say good night. Well, I say night. And I don't know if she's hearing me. She probably is, because she was always one of those people that used to say, if you don't do this, I'll come back and haunt you. So I always believe that she's there somewhere, but she'll always be in my heart, and she'll always be in my memories. But some days, there are days where you just can't get yourself moving. And like I said the other day, find a reason to smile every blooming morning, because it's the only way to get you through. And find that purpose. Roll out of bed on the right side of the side that you're sitting on, and just say, right, okay, what you got for me today? Because you can't do anything else but carry on. But that's all I can say from my perspective. Now, I know this has probably been no sense whatsoever and nothing along the lines of Motivational Monday, but it's just another me talking. So I'm going to go away now. I'm going to go and finish doing the rest of my washing before I go and get ready for bed. But like I always say, I hope you have a pleasant evening. I hope you stay safe, and I hope you be good to yourselves. Bye, everyone.